local man on the percussion, Idris Hester. Good report, my brother. Peace and blessings, Agape Nation. Life is magnificent. And I could say that unequivocally. Because when I'm speaking about life, that's with a capital L. That's another name for the presence of God. The oozing of life through all creation, broadcasting its essence everywhere, all the time, in full measure. Doesn't parcel it out, doesn't give it out in installments. It's a full expression of the presence of life everywhere. What's important about that is it's right where you are, in its fullness. And who are you? It has been written that you are the spiritual image and likeness of life, the spiritual image and likeness of God. And oftentimes people have zero understanding of what that means. Immediately they conjure up a picture of God, even though spiritually and intuitively we know that the presence is formless and invisible to the sight, but they'll conjure up a picture anyway and say, I'm the image and likeness of God, and they'll look at their body and their face, and it has nothing whatsoever to do with that. The image and likeness of God speaks of a faculty that we share. And that faculty of the presence of God is that God can create and think independent of any circumstance, condition, or anything that's been created. So out of no thing at all, the presence can create and the presence can think independent of a circumstance. Many people can't do that. They react to circumstances. They live from conditions and situations. So their power is immediately given away. You have so much power you don't even know about. You're the image and likeness of God, which means in this moment, you can take your attention and pull it away from any circumstance whatsoever. Now, of course, there are extreme cases where you need to be involved in that circumstance because it's life-threatening. So you know how to navigate through it, but those are extremes. There's always extremes to anything. But you can think independent of any condition, any circumstance, and any situation when you hone a level of discipline and a level of dominion over your attentive nature. Now this is moving into the process of meditation, contemplation as well, where you can take your attention and begin to embrace a soulful intentionality of, let's say, waking up. Now, you know by now, if you've been attending the Way of Meditation services, that there's different levels of waking up. The first level of waking up is when you woke up this morning. You went to bed last night, you went into your dream state, and then you woke up in order to be here with us this morning. The second level of waking up is when you realize that you're not your body. Perhaps many people have discovered that when they were in surgery, they were anesthetized, and they suddenly saw themselves floating over their body, and they realized that their consciousness was independent of the body. Many people have discovered that with near-death experiences. We call them near-life experiences. They were in an accident and left their body, or many people have purposely or inadvertently astral traveled, where they were soaring around and realized their body was still in the bed. That's the second level of waking up, when you realize that your consciousness is independent of the body. Your consciousness, regardless of whether you have a body or not. Then the third and the highest form of waking up is when you have a realization of your oneness with God. It's a waking up, it's a satori moment. It's a moment in which your attention shifts from content to context. All the content that's floating through your awareness and who you think you are as a body, a mind, and all of that shifts suddenly or incrementally, and you go to the context. Whoa, I'm living, moving, and having my being just in the presence. My life is the presence. My life is the field itself. Buddhists call that satori, by the way. So when you have an intentionality to have a realization of your oneness with the presence, or have an intentionality to wake up, and you keep bringing your attention to that, that intention becomes a feeling tone after a while, not an emotion. Emotion and feelings are not synonymous. An emotion is the download of your perceptions and your thoughts about things, and it coagulates into an emotion, a river of emotions. That's why you can explore your emotions and see what you've been thinking or what you've been perceiving. A feeling is different. A feeling is the expression of God. There's a feeling tone, you see. So the intention becomes a feeling. So that every time you sit down, you have a moment of devotion and prayer in your private space on a regular basis, you'll notice that when you step into that, a feeling comes over you. That used to be just an intention to wake up. Now it's become a feeling. So you sit with your intention. Pay close attention to your feeling of your intention. And keep coming back to that, coming back to that, coming back to that. The layers of thoughts over your perception begin to transmute, and you wake up to different aspects of yourself, new territory in your own soul. You uncover your real nature and your real being, which is not temporary, it's eternal, it's forever, it's love, it's beauty, it's intelligence. It's abundance. It's all that God is. It's the quantum field of life of which you are. You are that field. You're not just in it. You're it. So you're living in it. That's your context. And you are it, your identity. And so you're sitting to have that awareness. The byproducts. Oftentimes we place our attention more on the byproducts than the thing itself. But the byproducts are good. Coherence of the brain, cascade of chemicals flow through the body temple that amplify, stabilize the immune system. Wisdom and guidance, you're able to capture it easier in a language in a way that you can understand. You're participating in something that carries a level of longevity for the body temple because the stress factors are dissolved. There's a lot of byproducts to meditation. But the primary reason that you're sitting is to have an awareness of your oneness with the presence. Everything else is added. Now, regardless of why you are driven to meditation, whether you're driven because of issues in your life, whether it's a longing for a sacred connection, to wake up, doesn't matter. You're here. You're seeking to practice. And here is a wonderful teaching from the Buddha. And that is, once you hear the Dharma, once you hear the truth, your destiny is assured. Once you hear that you are an eternal spiritual being longing to wake up to your real nature and being, and you hear it, after a while, nothing else satisfies you. Obviously, there's just different levels of hearing. There's hearing it, not listening. There's hearing it and listening. I'm interested in that. And then there's hearing, I'm interested, and I practice. So because you're here at the Way of Meditation service, I'm assuming that many of you are not only listening with your heart, so you're hearing what can't be said in words, but you're also practicing. Your awakening is assured. This practice. With a sweet smile on your face, just kind of tense up your body a little bit and then bring those shoulders to your ears and put that smile on your face and squeeze everything. Breathe in, release. Sweet relaxation response. Again, squeeze, smile, breathe in, hold, release. One more again. In, tight, everything, everything. Release. You have a smile on your face because you're about to meet God in you. Oh, this is a happy day. A day of rebirth, resetting, reawakening. The hands are up, thumb, forefinger touching as a mudra of transcending the ego perception. Your attention is embracing the intention to wake up to your glorious nature. Embrace it. Your attention is embracing the breath simultaneously. So you're aware that the body is breathing. Sacred breath. It's happening presently. That's not a future breath. That's not a past breath. That's a present breath. By paying attention to the breath, you're more prone to stay present with yourself. And so you're present with your intention, you're present with your breath. And you're present with what I call reverential alertness, listening. As if someone were about to tell you something extremely important. A reverential alertness and attentiveness. It's not aggressive, it's not passive, it's attentive. You know what's coming next. This is your very first time practicing the art and the science of meditation. Whatever iteration of yourself existed before this second, you may have practiced, but this iteration, this is your first time. You're entering into this moment with a sense of childlike wonder and awe, the sacred beginner's mind. I'm here. I'm attentive. I'm awakening. I'm discovering me. Every sound is no longer labeled noise. It's simply a sound that takes you deeper, more expanded in your awareness. Where's your attention? If drift has occurred, it's okay. Come back to your intention, your breath, and begin again. Thinkingness, emotions rising, body sensations are all happening presently. You can observe without interfering. You can observe your emotions. You can observe thought forms. You can observe body sensations. You can hear sounds. All happening presently. If you get caught up and entangled in any of those phenomena, it's okay. It's normal. Just come back to the breath and begin again. Your observation of the phenomena changes it at a subatomic level. It's the observer effect. By observation, it changes. With intention to wake up, you're participating in your own transformation through observation and meditation. Be mindful, heartful, aware. Where are you? Continue with that smile on your face if you have lost it. Take a pure, deep breath. Released with the sound of ah, ah. Let that heart space be so open, that smile be so genuine, that you enter into a state of pure thankfulness. pure gratitude, pure appreciation. Come with me into the altitude and the attitude of gratitude, and allow yourself to get a real sense that all of life is for you. All of life is for itself, never compromises, never contradicts itself. And life is for you because you are a personification of the only life that there is. So this presence, this life is always giving of itself. We're growing into such graciousness to receive that which is being given. Thanksgiving is the way. Gratitude is the way. It allows us to begin to see the richness of the Spirit everywhere, hiding in plain sight. God is everywhere. Life oozing everywhere. Beauty oozing everywhere. Love oozing everywhere. Abundance everywhere. And we're one with it all. I am one with God. God is my life. As I rise up in this rarefied atmosphere of absolute truth and the truth of the absolute, I cannot help but draw each and every being participating in this way of meditation service into this same atmosphere. And together we begin to have a spiritual realization that we're one with the presence that is never an absence, and that the very word that is being spoken in this moment is the sacred word of God, the solar logos of the absolute presence, announcing itself throughout all creation as divine health and well-being, announcing itself through us as harmonizing prosperity and abundance, announcing itself through and as us as limitless and infinite opportunities and possibilities for a greater expression of our life, a dynamic peace of mind, a great sense of wellness, and the divine knowingness that transforming knowledge, creative intelligence, unconditional love is pouring through us right now and is our very life and being. I name this word, this logos, this vibration, a sacred law of elimination to anything that would hinder or delay, obstruct or deny the fullness of life moving through us right now. This elimination is really a transmutation of thought energy and beliefs and perceptions that have coagulated themselves into positionalities and points of view, blockages and hindrances, gone, dissolved, disintegrated as we become more integrated with ourselves. That's called integrity. To be, it's not a moral situation. To be in integrity is to be an integrated being with yourself, your real self. And so the word is spoken for this, for us. For the I that is we, the me that is we, that is everywhere. I give thanks for this. Something wonderful is happening, and we are now vibrationally prepared to receive and accept that which is trying to happen through us right now that's beyond our imagination and our present way of thinking. We're receptive, we're available, we're vibrationally prepared, we're open. It's happening now. And what do? We remove, as Ralph Waldo Emerson would say, our bloated nothingness out of the way of the divine circuits, and we let it flow. We stay out of its way. We don't manipulate. We let it happen. We allow it to take place. Therefore, we can say, and so it is, even now, especially now. Amen.